Met even die lichten uit, ziet er fucking lelijk uit. Gewoon alleen de lichten.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Martin, and today I am taking a look at a very rare Lamborghini. This is a Lamborghini Gallardo Spider Performante Edizione Tecnica, and it's basically the lightweight version, the Superleggera of the Spider. But then it's called Performante because it's 65 kilos lighter than a normal Lamborghini Gallardo Spider. Now, why this is an Edizione Tecnica, I'll explain that later. So, we have this one in Rosso Mars, which is an awesome color for this Performante. Now, if we think of the Performante, we all think of the Huracan Performante because I think this Gallardo is pretty unknown, and because of it, it's pretty rare. And reason for that is that they sold this car in 2013, which was when the Huracan was introduced. So Lamborghini said, do you want this super special edition Gallardo or do you want the new Huracan? And I think 99% of Lamborghini customers chose for the latter. But I think the 1% who chose for this made the right choice because this car is so special. So let's start with the wheels. Now 65 kilos lighter, and that's mainly because of these forged wheels. As you can see, Automobili Lamborghini with Pirelli P0 Corsa tires, which you also find on an Aventador SVJ, for instance, but then it's a Corsa R, which I think wasn't available back in the day. Now these are 19-inch wheels, and behind that we have carbon ceramic brakes. Now in a lot of reviews you read that carbon ceramics are standard for the Performante, which isn't the case. I've seen one with steel brakes. It is, however, part of the Edizione Tecnica. So what is special for the Performante is these side skirts in carbon fiber, these mirror caps, an LP570-4 badge. Normally the Gallardo has 560 horsepower for the 5.2 liter. There's also a 5 liter, which is an entirely different engine, and I'll tell you more about that later. But just look at how cool that carbon fiber sticks out there. Now we also have 19s on the rear axle, but it's 295 section for the rears, and the fronts have 235. So it's quite a narrow front tire, and that's to make it agile. Now we also have these beautiful intakes on each side, and I had to fuel up the car with 102 fuel before I started making the videos, and I could not find a fuel filler cap, the button to open it. But if you're struggling with the same problem with your Performante, it's right here, which is an odd place, I think, for such a button. So onwards to the back side, we have a massive carbon fiber rear spoiler, beautiful Italian flag striping, and there's a parking camera, reversing camera built in there, which looks awesome. Doesn't look as awesome on screen because it looks like a Game Boy camera, because the picture quality is absolutely ridiculous. But this is also part of the Edizione Tecnica, this massive high mounted carbon fiber rear spoiler. Now what's also massive is this diffuser. Just have a look at how big a piece of carbon fiber this actually is. I mean, that is massive. And we also have these beautiful exhausts sticking out of them in black, matte black, and they produce such a nice sound without any software tricks to make it sound like, you know, burbles and pops and bangs and stuff like that. Stuff the Huracan does. And I absolutely love the fact that it's not making any fake sounds. So underneath here we have the 5.2 V10, which is really identical to the one in the Huracan. Now the pre-facelift had a 5-liter V10. Now this is entirely different. This is an old firing V10. So we have 2 banks of cylinders, 2 straight 5s, and this one is firing like left, right. And the old 5-liter V10 was firing both at the same time, which gave an entirely different sound. Also because it had equal length exhausts, which gave it more of a high-pitched F1 sound. And this is more like 2 5-cylinders having a battle underneath the bonnet. Now, as I said, this is sort of a Superleggera version of the Spider, but they didn't call it that because it's not really that lightweight. A closed version of the Superleggera is 1340 kilos. Now that is Superleggera. This is 1485. So yeah, that's why they called it the Performante. And with that they created the ultimate label, I think, because for me the Huracan Performante was the ultimate of Huracans. Not the STO, not the Evo. For me, it was the Performante. By the way, this V10 produces 570 horsepower and 540 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100, 3.9 seconds, and a top speed of 324 kilometers an hour. Now, in total, 14,022 Gallardos have been produced by Lamborghini, and it was the car that changed the brand. Before the Gallardo, they produced 250 cars a year. After the Gallardo, 2,000. So this was the game changer for Lamborghini. And as I said, 14,022 pieces. And this might actually be the last one. This is a 2013 model, and Lamborghini showed a picture of the last Huracan, and it was a Performante Spider Edizione Tecnica in Rosso Mars with this striping. So this might actually be the last Gallardo ever, which is quite special. Also really like this little logo. Really, really cool. So let's get in and let's get driving. Now, the seating position of these full carbon seats is the worst seating position ever. I have to be honest here. The roof line is really, really sloping, and I'm 1 meter 85 centimeters. I don't fit in here. It's really like a tailor-made Italian suit. If you're a little too large, you will never fit. Now just have a look at this piece of art. An entire door made out of carbon fiber. Even the little strap has a piece of carbon fiber on there. Performante, Alcantara everywhere. And this center console with even a carbon fiber cubby just looks like a piece of art to me. Now, we have an Edizione Tecnica badge right there. That's how you know you have the ultimate Gallardo Performante. And I really like these toggle switches in aluminium, and to me this is so cool. We also have these 3 dials indicating oil pressure, oil temperature and voltage of the battery, and 2 big analog dials, speedometer and the tachometer. Really, really cool. So let's close this up and start it up. So let's put it into gear with these super small flappy pedals. Can't believe how small these actually are. Column mounted, so you really have to know where they are, because you also have this stalk and you have this massive key that just keeps hitting your knee. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Now, you also get this full Alcantara steering wheel without any buttons. How cool and old school is that? No buttons. Now, this is in a time that Ferrari released their Ferrari 458 with well, I think about 20 buttons on the steering wheel. So I really like this retro approach. Now we have these different modes for the gearbox. When you start it up, it's in manual mode even, not in auto mode. For that you have to hit the A, and then it says A and then the gear you're in. But you can also go for Corsa, and then you have a little small blue C right in the bottom right corner, and it says ESC Sport, and that's it. Now in a modern Lamborghini, if you hit Corsa, it's like this light show that changes the dash and this and that, and it starts blinking and using a smoke machine. It's ridiculous. I just love the old school approach of this car. Everything is old school. The gearbox is a single clutch E-gear unit with 6 gears. That's it. No fancy dual clutch. You feel everything. Now it does auto blip on the downshift. And the way it operates the clutch is really, really good. They have really nailed it with this gearbox. I love it. It's actually quite supple. I expect it to be really, really raw, which it is on the upshift, but if you just drive it in a normal fashion, it's absolutely fine. Now this one has done, let me check, 8,450 kilometers, which is nothing. So we got this car from Stip Polish Point, and the owner, Rick, is a big Lamborghini fan. He also had an Aventador, which unfortunately didn't make it. He crashed it, which was really, really unfortunate. Of course, the world has lost an Aventador. That's always bad news, but he is really, really strict. He wants everything to be perfect in a car, which is why he does what he does. But he's not one of those guys that just puts it into a garage and looks at it and then, you know, uses a toothbrush to clear the dust from the wheels. No, no, no. Rick really, really drives his cars, which is why he also lets us drive it. So big thanks to Rick. This car looks absolutely brand spanking new, and that's because of his products, the products that he develops in-house in his shop. Go check it out. If you want your car to be in the best condition possible, you really need his products. It's simply the best out there. So check out the description and go check out Stip Polish Point on YouTube. You can see some amazing restorations. There we go. I just love how much feel there is to this car. It is bonkers. Man, it is such a nice car. You don't even feel like you're driving a convertible. It's so nimble and it's so communicative. You feel like you're driving a Gallardo Trofeo, not a Performante. And the sound, I mean, wow! Oh, those downshifts, I mean, I have never heard a Huracan that sounds this good. Okay, so we are heading for the Autobahn, which means we have to close the roof. Well, we don't have to, but I want to. Oh, using the wrong button. Yes, sir. There we go. Now just have a look at how awesome that looks. So that was it. Now, you might think, where has the sound gone. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. If you close the roof, you have less sound, but we have the magic window. Ho, ho, ho. Little window giving you all the sound you want to hear. You get engine sound, you get exhaust sound, and as I said, it doesn't produce any of the fake sound like the Huracan. This thing is all natural. Doesn't have any fake tits, no fake lips, no fake hips. This is a manly Lamborghini, an old school one. And for me, it's the most exciting Lamborghini I've ever driven. Oh. Now, redline is at 8,500 revs, but it's supposed to be there, but it's a little earlier than that. I think it's at about 8,200. Downshift. Ooh, that's a cool sound. Oh my god, it's completely empty behind me, so I'm going to pull a gap and see what we can do on this straight right here. Yeah, just overtake me, Mr. Lorry, and then I'll go right behind you and use that gap. Now, 100 to 200. 7.59 seconds, which is really quick. That's the same as a Ferrari 458. Wow, the balance of this car. It's not even that stiff. It's quite compliant, the suspension. Man, I love this car. Now, Rick bought this car brand new, and I think he will never sell it. And I think he's completely right, because whatever new Huracan is coming, it won't be as cool as this. Now, that's his radar detector. But of course, we are on the Autobahn, so no problem. Wow! Oh, those ceramics are just absolutely lovely. What a machine. Oh, this car makes me so happy. The fact that you have this single clutch gearbox, it just talks to you. With every hit you get in your back, it says that shift could have been a bit later, it wasn't perfectly on point, you know. Whereas that new dual clutch unit from the Huracan, it does everything for you. You don't even feel it shifting. Man, I just absolutely love this Performante, and I think it's going to be a must-have for every Lambo collector in the future, because it's one of the coolest Lamborghinis ever made, no question. Now, I don't even know what speed I was doing, because the camera is in front of the speedometer, but it felt pretty quick and it felt pretty damn stable doing it. The suspension is a piece of magic. I really expected it to be like rock hard, which was I read that in other reviews, but I don't know which car they drove, but this one is entirely different. Maybe it's because it's an edizione tecnica, like a perfected version of the Performante, but man, what a car. This is one of my favorite supercars ever, and wow, I am absolutely blown away by this. Now, thank you guys so much for watching. Now, please do me a favor and let's all thank Rick for lending us his car. That's so special that he did that. This rare of a car with this mileage. Please, please guys, subscribe to his channel and to ours and check out this playlist of reviews. Thanks guys, see you at the next one.